What are the allowances for inheritance tax? Are they 325,000? Are they 650,000? Are they £1 million before your heirs start paying the 40% tax? Or are they even more than £1 million? Well, that's what I want to look at in this video. I do regular updates on tax and accounting issues, so if you want to be kept up to date, then please subscribe to the channel. If you press the like button, it helps me and the channel. So the basic allowance for before you pay inheritance tax is 325,000. So that's what everybody gets. So 325,000 is passed tax-free, and then maybe you start paying tax. But it's not as simple as that. There's more. If you have a house, then you get another £175,000 allowance for your house. So that's 325,000 plus 175,000, £500,000. So the way that works is if your house is worth, say, 120,000, you don't get the full 175 allowance, you get 120,000 allowance. But if your house is worth, say, 200,000, you get the 175,000 for your main house, and then you use your main allowance, part of the 325, for the remaining 25,000. So it's nice and flexible, and actually most people who leaving £500,000 do have a house that's worth more than 175,000. But that is not all. No, that is not all. So that's for an individual. But most people are not individuals. They are married or in a civil partnership. So the way that works is if you're a widow or a widower, or you had a civil partner who died, if they left their money to you, or they didn't leave any money, if they didn't leave it to somebody else, as well as inheriting their stuff, you also inherit their allowances. So in effect, everything is doubled up if you are a widower or a widow. So the 325,000 allowance gets doubled up to 650,000, and the bit for your house gets doubled up to 350,000. So in total, you can leave £1 million. Now there are a couple of provisos about the house bit. It has to go to your heirs, and your estate has to be worth less than 2 million, because you'll lose it if it otherwise. So a lot of people forget that. They don't see that. They think they've got the £1 million, whereas actually if their actual estate is big enough, they don't have £1 million, and that can cause a little bit of confusion. But for most people, actually, they're surprised that you can give as much as that without troubling the taxman. But there's more. The next thing is business assets. So if you've got a business and you pass that on to your heirs, generally that will be passed without inheritance tax. So that increases your limit more. And limitlessly, because it's a business, it's not limited to size. If you've got a property, then that property, you get 50% off your inheritance tax. So effectively you pay 20% rather than 40% on it. And that is not all either. If you give money to charity, that's not normally included, so you can add your gifts to charity as well. And in terms of what your estate is, it's what you have when you die, and also there's a 7-year rule. So if you give assets, generally give assets, freely give them 7 years before you die, they're not included in your estate. And then there's if you've not lived 7 years, then there's some sort of clawback, which I can explain. It's so basically after 3 years you get a small discount, 4 years a bit more, 5, 6, 7 you get the full discount. So it's a sort of you've got to live 3 years, and then there's a sort of a crawling thing if you give assets before you pass away. So there we have it. What is the inheritance tax allowance? Well, it depends, is the only answer. It can be 325,000. It can be £500,000. It can be £1 million. It can be almost limitless, and it just depends on your circumstances. If you want to do a little bit of detailed planning, please speak to us, speak to your other advisors, because it is an area that needs care, because it's not just about the tax side of it, it is also about making sure everybody's happy within a family. I do regular updates on tax and accounting, so please subscribe to the channel if you've liked the video, then press the like button, and if you've got any questions about this, then please come back to me. You know where we are. Thank you.